imagine in the real world, you saw me and didn't know me. You saw me walking. Maybe I'm walking toward an elevator. Maybe I'm walking toward a restaurant. And you see me. And you think, how old does that guy look? He's probably like mid to late 30s. And you think, well, does his hair match his age? And that's what this video is about. You know, I don't look like I'm 23. I don't. And it's funny because even where I work with a bunch of people who are 23. And they call me sir. I'm not, you know, their supervisor, but they call me sir. The neighbors that live over there are 25. They're age 25. And the husband calls me sir. It's not to say that I look old, but you see me and you see a guy who's not in his 20s. And he's not in his early 30s. And it's not that I look old, but I think we could say that perhaps I look my age. I pass as someone who is truly, as you all know, say it out loud, 37 years old, born in 1981, okay? I accept that. I'm not trying to look younger. I don't need to think in my mind, man, I wish I looked like I was 25. It's not important to me. That's not part of my values. My question, though, is, for a guy who looks 37, does my hair match my age? I have no idea what you're going to say, and I don't even really know what I should think about that. I think, if anything, my hair perfectly matches my age. For a man who's mainly of European descent, but still has nearly a quarter of that ancient Asian DNA, being the Central American Mayan Aztec via Mexico. But I mean, even aside from that, if you were to put all the men in America in a blender, and you'd think, okay, I want you to think of a man who's 37 years old. Okay? Visualize this guy in your head. Think about his hairline. Think about his hair density. Okay? Think about what that should look like. And would this be the guy? I think, yes. If the guy was lucky, he would have this much hair. I guess for me, I've always had the slant of assuming that most men are going to be noticeably balding by the time they're 35. I've always believed. I actually thought more like 33. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, randomly thinking about the age 33. Because Jesus was around the age of 33 when he was crucified on the cross and resurrected. And I just gave you some Christian teachings there, because most of you do not believe what I just said. Most of you think that's a fairy tale, okay? But I believe it's real. So Jesus was 33. He lived to be 33 years old on the earth. Though that number is never specified in the Bible, when you look at the way the stories line up, it suggests he was around 33. And I remember as a kid learning about Jesus at church, and I thought, I wonder how I'll look when I'm 33. And as a 3rd grader, what I imagined, and I didn't even know what it was called at the time, I imagined Norwood 3. When I say Norwood 3, I mean just the strip. I don't necessarily mean the thinning, but just the peninsula here. Definitely the Mickey Mouse thing going up way up here. I thought as a 10-year-old, or however old you are in 3rd grade, I don't even know. How old was I? How old did I turn in 1990? Because that was the second half of 3rd grade for me. 9. Okay, so 9. So as a 9-year-old, when I envisioned myself as a 33-year-old, I imagined that it'd probably be more like, more noticeably balding and definitely a strong Norwood 3. In my mind, that's what 33-year-old men look like. That was the norm. So you can imagine for me, being 37, and if you've watched my videos, especially as my hair was shorter, going out the buzz cut, and seen the videos shot outside, you know that I actually do have diffuse thinning. And even now, if you really look, that's not my hair shining, that's my scalp that you're looking at. I have less density up here. But either way, my question is, if you were to imagine what an American man at age 37 should look like, would you think, yeah, that seems about right? And I think so too. I think I think there's a good chance a guy at my age is going to be mostly bald on top. And if he still has hair, his hair is most likely to look like this. The hairline that's going up, thinning spots. And I would think more that's the best of what you could expect. If you needed someone to play a character on a TV or movie, and he was not the romantic lead, he was just supposed to be a normal guy. Now granted, we could argue that my weight is not normal, okay, because I'm not overweight, and most Americans are overweight. 60% of Americans are overweight. So when you think of a man who's 37, you might think of someone who's not as in shape as I am, because I'm not overweight. I'm in the proper BMI, okay? But other than that, and typically people on TV are slimmer. And why is that? It's because of the consumers. Consumers watch and buy products based on what they think a more ideal standard is. So that's why you typically don't see heavier people on TV and movies unless it's written into the script and they want to point that out. You know, it's funny because in American shows and movies, we're definitely seeing more diversity. We got to have people who are Indian and black and Asian and Middle Eastern. We're doing much better on those things now. But as far as people having different weights and shapes, no, we're still sticking to, it'd be best if you're at least in your BMI. For a man, we still want to see men in their proper BMI, even if they don't have a six-pack. Could I name Mark Ruffalo, who plays the Hulk in the Avengers? You know, he doesn't have a six-pack. And actually, he and I are the exact same height, and we're both of Italian descent. Trivia. And he's from Wisconsin, and my Italian grandfather was from Wisconsin. So we've got some things in common. But I think like Mark Ruffalo is the epitome of, still, if you want to be on camera, you got to be in the proper BMI. But as far as hair goes, I would say that for a man who would still even have hair at 37, this would be what you'd expect. You would not expect this hairline. You would expect a hairline that's going back. You would expect it to naturally be thinner on top. But I could be totally wrong. My question ultimately is, do I look like a 37-year-old man in regards to my hair? I have the face of a 37-year-old man. I have the arm hair of a 37-year-old man. Okay? And I have the emotional maturity of a 37-year-old man and the confidence level of a 37-year-old man. I've lived through a lot to get me this far in life. But does my hair match my face in regards to my age? Comments right here. And I'm Nick Shell, the head honcho of Hairline. I haven't said that enough. I need to say that more now.